Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
You're a Bitcoin maximalist. You're Bitcoin forever.
I hate this central bank digital currency.
hey, I don't have all the answers, but together, I know we can find them.
Down in competition in the ratings tab for late night weekend viewers.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to Rob Nelson Live. If I am a little sticky tonight, it is because I am on a cruise ship somewhere off the coast of the Bahamas. I was going to go with the cruise ship background, which I did on Monday, but I had audio problems. But I'm delivering from wherever I am. So I'm in international waters right now. But I'm going to just go with this green screen backdrop. And I'm thinking of maybe getting rid of the green screen altogether and kind of doing a studio look. I like the real thing. I just didn't like having the weird couch thing behind me. But, maybe that's better. Kind of like the stand-up comedian wall, though. Okay, so today's show is going to be a little bit of a grab bag. And I'm going to start and end sort of on in the same space. It's going to be around, well, give it away. It's going to be around Trump. But this is about this is going to be a sort of fun, sort of deep dive into like Israel, Hamas, Ukraine, Zelensky saying the compromise is a good compromise. Well, maybe talk on that Friday. I want to actually focus on stupid things people do. But this is not like the Darwin Awards, where like it's sort of like, some influencer goes up to the, Instagram influencer goes up to the edge of a cliff and dangles over and gets blown off. Like as a former climber, I can attest to the fact that like you don't really want to stand on the edge of a cliff, because if you lose your footing or have a gust of wind, just bye-bye. Unless you're my friend who I've mentioned before, when I was in my late 20s, who had fallen off a cliff when he was in high school, drunk, got snagged literally like by a tree. Like you can't make it up. He got snagged, was hanging there like passed out. That I think he woke him up, but he stumbled off a cliff. And they had to fly up a helicopter. They were trying to get him, and they like brought people up. Like he was like 100 feet up, like hanging. He was convinced he'd never die falling off a cliff, so he would dangle over the edge. But other than that, this is not the Darwinian Awards. This is people who it's like something's going on in people's heads that's making them behave so irrationally. And like, what are people thinking? And where is this? What does this mean for us in our simulation? Are we in the simulation? Those of you who are watching, maybe there's only like 200 watching right now. Maybe there'll be 1,000 in replays. Maybe there'll be 2,000. But what if, in fact, the whole Matrix is watching? What if I'm part of a? What if I am not an NPC? That I know. I have purpose here, and I'm not just saying that. Are you an NPC? Okay, Mark Thomas, a guy in where I don't know where he lives. He lives somewhere. I think on the I don't even know. I think he lives like out west. Anyway, he's got a river rafting business, so I think he lives like out in Wyoming, Montana. But it could be like the East Coast. It doesn't matter wherever he is. It's not about where he lives. It's about what happened. He's at his house, and it's his mom lives with him or whatever. And this is early September, so a month ago. A guy, Benjamin Campbell, he's in late 30s, speeding, and then abruptly stops when he sees a banner, a Trump banner on the lawn. Now, this is his mother. I think it's his mother's house. So the guy, Mark Thomas, I think it's his mother's house. So the guy goes and tears the banner down. The guy in the car gets out and tears the banner down. One of those things of people tearing down people's banners. We'll talk about that in a second, because that is this tearing down of things, tearing down banners. I even think tearing down statues. So that's a slightly different one. Tearing down banners, like shutting them down. The desire to censor what people can say is a scary thing, but it also shows a very limited thought. And this is not just about the left. When the right does it too, trying to keep, Trump does it when he tries to get these people off the air. Trying to keep people from talking is not a good strategy. If you're confident in your ideas, you should not have a problem. Think about when you get in an argument with someone. If they can't let you finish, what does it tell you? They're that insecure about their argument? They have to cut you up. They have to interrupt you. Like, I see it on The View a lot. I see it on network news. CNN's notorious at it. And ABC. When not everyone on ABC, by the way, and not everyone on CNN. Jake Tapper doesn't do this. But When somebody disagrees with the host, they try to silence them if they keep disagreeing. It's like, no, but it's like, can I answer the question? No, you're not doing what I said you're supposed to do. And I'm not listening to you. It's like, okay, I'm not listening to you. Tearing down somebody's banner for a political person, I don't care who it is. If it's Trump, if it's Biden, like that's their right to represent what they believe. You tear the banner down, you're so afraid nobody see this. Anyway, the dude walks out, whose mom's house it is, and he gets a gun. He's a rifle, and he shoots 2 shots into the air. And he says, I'm a Second Amendment guy. So I'm not planning on shooting this guy, killing him. I'm not just being like, warning, go away. Wherever he lives, you're allowed to do that. But it's not Florida, though. Actually, I have to find out where he lives. Actually, anyone who knows, the Natahala Gorge, it's got to be out west. Anyway, oh, you know where it is? No, I don't know. It's, you know what? No, it's North Carolina. I almost was going to say North Carolina. White rafting in North Carolina. I never have. So anyway, here's the point. The guy who stopped and tore the sign down, the 2 shots in the air, he gets in his vehicle and starts firing through the sunroof, like firing at the guy through the sunroof. And he takes off. Comes back. So he's gone. Tore the sign down. Guy shoots shots in the air. Guy who tore the sign down shoots shots at him through the sunroof, takes off. Not satisfied. Guy who takes off, who tore the sign down, comes back and starts shooting again and actually hits a refrigerator inside the house. Wow. If mom's sitting there, she's getting a snack, she's dead. And then he takes off. Classic. That's what they all do, right? It's like, first of all, you do an act, like a pathetic act, like tearing down somebody's speech. Then when they warn you off, you try to kill them. And you leave, and it's all done, but you come back because you still have to finish the job you started that you shouldn't have started to begin with. Like, he didn't shoot at you. He shot to tell you to leave. You shot at him. You leave and come back to shoot at him again and shoot inside his house. And then you run. You don't even stand there. Don't even Clint Eastwood and be like, yeah, I shot him. I tried to kill him. I missed. Well, he's been arrested. He's facing felony assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill or inflict serious injury. That's a serious felony. I mean, that's probably 20 years. Discharging a firearm to incite fear, wanting, abuse of property, whatever. I bet this guy gets 15 years prison, maybe 10. Maybe 10. He didn't hurt anybody. Here's the thing. The guy's an accountant. He's a freaking accountant in Atlanta. He's an accountant. And the guy who shot into the air says, I'm thinking this is some 20-year-old kid, and he's going to figure it out eventually. Here's the thing. The guy who shot into the air, whose sign got torn down, he's like, listen, these people see a Trump sign, and they snap. So, I'm thinking this is some kid, and, he'll sort it out in life, and, he says, quote, son, you're going to live another day. Like, it's not worth it. And then I find out this guy's 38 years old in full Antifa gear. Like, dude, grow up. And the Antifa gear, you're hiding who you are, like dressed up in the car, hiding who you are. You're an accountant, dress up. You're not Batman. You're not Bruce Wayne dressing up like Batman to go serve justice. You're an accountant dressing up in a pathetic hide who you are, doing pathetic acts. Why? And here's my note. And the guy, Thomas, the guy who shot in the air, he's like, I never intended to hurt him. And he's like, and the thing is, he's a bad shot. Otherwise, had he been a better shot, I would have shot back at him. He's like, the guy couldn't aim. Although he did go through the house and hit the fridge. But he's like, I just wanted him to leave, but if he'd been a better shot, I would have shot him. Like the guy who's, I think it is so calm. I hate to say it. I hate this conservative liberal thing. But conservatives tend to be the ones, for the most part, that have the better reactions to these things. It's like, I don't know about liberal having that happen. It would be so, like, whatever. They feel justified in whatever. He's like, dude, he's like, you know what? I feel bad for the guy, the kid. Then he's not a kid. He's 38. But, like, God, like, not worth it. Like, life's too short. Like, why? He wants to know what the guy was thinking. And he says, I'd like to look at him to look at the video and see me standing on my porch and realize how close he came to losing his life over a banner. Meaning, had the shots been better, I would have shot him back and hit him. Like, he said, I've thought about putting $10 on his jail account and getting him to call me. You gotta love that. Let's have a conversation. What were you thinking? Why? Like, why? You know, it reminds me, I'm never going to get through all my stories. That's okay. I'll save some for Friday. It reminds me of when I was years ago living in DC and I'd been at the gym and I came out and my car was parked in the red, you know, like just not totally in the red, but partly over the red. And as I'm coming out, I see one of those, you know, the ticket people giving me a ticket for my parked car, you know, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. I'm like, just getting out of the gym. I'm like, well, come on. I'm little in the red. He's giving me the ticket. This is the old days where they didn't just everything. I don't know. It was like, this is like must be the 90s. He didn't have the little full machine. He had to actually do it and pull it. And he puts it on my thing. It doesn't print. It doesn't matter. He's doing the ticket. I get in the car. I'm like, come on. He just keeps doing the ticket like they do. He's already started writing it. I turn my car on. I had a little like mini little SUV. And I rev up my engine. And I'm going for it. And it's a stick shift. I throw it into reverse and I squeal it backwards. Slam on the brakes I remember I'm in the red, so I have room behind me. Because now there wasn't a car anymore behind me. I almost hit the car behind me. Now there was space, you know, and I stop and I throw it into first gear and we're ready to go. And meanwhile, as I have backed up, as I was starting to back up, he put the ticket in my windshield. Set the ticket in my windshield. And I look up. He's not a ticket guy. He's a cop, a black cop in DC. And he is standing in front of my vehicle with a gun pointed straight at the windshield in my head. And I, like this dude, I'm comparing myself because I know how it can happen when your brain goes there. I was like, I'm going to accelerate. I'm going to swerve and not hit him. He's going to shoot and miss me, and I'm going to take off. Now, how stupid could I be? First of all, if I hit him, I'm fucked. Even if I miss him and he hits me, I'm fucked. And even if neither of those two things happen and I speed off, he's put the ticket on my windshield. They're going to find my car, find me. I'm fucked again. But I'm living. And I'm about to go. And I'll never forget that cop looks at me straight on. He is not budged. Gun pointed straight at my head, 15 feet in front of me. And he says, think about it. Fucking think about it. Quote. And I thought about it. I stopped and I turned off my car. Now, the good news is, this was a happier time. He comes over to the car. I go, I'm sorry, dude. He goes, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Gives me your keys. Give me your keys. Takes my keys. Walks across the street. Puts them under a light post, you know, whatever, street light, on the ground. Walks back to me. Pulls the ticket off my windshield. Hands it back to me in my hand. Says, here's your ticket. He's like, calm down. Walk across the street when you're calm. Get your keys, and drive home. What a great way to resolve it. Little dialogue. But the point is, we do dumb things. Why? What's it worth? What are you getting? What are you gaining in this? Like, you ruin your life, you know? And I just don't get it. So I'm going to jump to a couple others. MSNBC host Jen Psaki. She thinks J.D. Vance is like psychotic and is like the Manchurian candidate, the guy who was like propped in to be president. And she says, I wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, are you okay? Please blink 4 times. We'll come over. We'll save you. So pretentious. Whoops. He says as he knocks everything over. She thinks he's scarier than Trump. Like, these people with their fear, Trump's scary, he's scary. And she says, Usha Vance, please blink twice if you need help. Well, it's really pretentious. It's really condescending. But again, like, it's sort of this delusional thing. Like I don't know, like J.D. Vance was like a best-selling author, you know, grew up, you know, hillbilly LGs. Everyone loved him. The left loved him. It was like Elon Musk. He becomes a conservative. He believes Trump's got some good ideas. He gets on board. I don't know J.D. Vance. I don't know what's in his head. I don't know if he's a chameleon like she says. I don't know. Jen Psaki seems like a chameleon. I don't know. You were a press secretary who literally said whatever you had to say to satisfy the press that there was nothing going on, covering up for a presidency that was, a complete lie in so many ways. I don't know if you pot calling the kettle black. I mean, maybe pot worse than calling the kettle black. Like, I don't know. Okay, another one. Senate Democratic candidate, former Marine, Graham Plattner, denies he's a secret Nazi after there's a opposition research comes up with a tattoo on him that resembles a Nazi Germany symbol. So he's on Pod Save America with the former Biden speechwriters, and there is a lip syncing video of him at his brother's wedding about it, lip syncing to Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus. He came in like a wrecking ball. I love that song, by the way. And it's about a decade ago, and he's shirtless, and he has a skull tattoo on his chest that resembles what I didn't know this, but it's called the Totenkopf. The Totenkopf, but it's a symbol of the SS, the Schutzstaffel, under Adolf Hitler. Now, his campaign shared the video. Opposition saw what the tattoo was on him. He said he got it in Croatia in the military, after getting really drunk, about 15 years ago. And it's the skulls and crossbones thing. So he says that's a pretty standard military thing. And it was before he joined the army. And he makes a good point. He's like, no one ever said, hey, you're a Nazi. And he's like, if you know what I stand for, I'm not. Somebody got it, a hidden Nazi, secret Nazi, Nazi tattoo. If I was trying to hide it, I'm doing a good job. Now, two things. One, again, I want to look at both sides of this. This is what the left does to the right, by the way, you guys. This is what you all do over there to the right. And I've always said both sides do the same thing. You find a little thing that a conservative candidate did or said, and you blow it out of proportion. Well, now the right does it to the left too. Like, oh, he has this thing on him. Like, he's a Nazi. The guy's like, I'm not a Nazi. I haven't been a Nazi ever. Anybody who knows what I stand for knows I'm not a Nazi. Like, I'm so not a Nazi. Like, was I just hiding the whole thing? I mean, the right does it to the left too. And I called it out when the left was doing it, like, oh, he's a this. Even with Donald Trump, I'd be like, he's not like a racist anti-Semite. Like, he's just not, I mean, I have a friend who's her co-star said, I'm afraid to wear my Star of David because Trump's president. Like, Trump's not an anti-Semite. Did you notice that the Knesset in Israel gave him a standing ovation? And the prime minister said, you're the greatest presidential friend Israel has ever had. Like, they're going to make Mount Rushmore for him over there. And his son-in-law's a Jew, and his daughter's converting, Ivanka. But he's an anti-Semite. Like, people make this stuff up in their heads. So this guy's not a Nazi. He's just not. But that said, this is where I have a problem with him. Like, he claims he has no idea that that's what it represented. He just thought it was a skull and crossbones. That to me is also annoying. Like, no one wants to take accountability. No one wants to take responsibility for what they've done. This is from his former political director. So somebody who actually worked for him to get him elected. She's like, this is the dumbest timeline. Graham has an anti-Semitic tattoo on his chest. He's not an idiot. He's a military history buff. Maybe he didn't know it when he got it, because he got it years ago, but he should have had it covered up because he knows damn well what it means. This is the interesting part on him. I don't think the guy's a Nazi. If you see what he says, things he's about, he's the opposite. Like, you could call him a commie if you wanted. Not that I will, but some people have. Like, he's like pro-socialist, like anti-cop. He's not a Nazi. Pro-socialist, anti-cop, not Nazi. But he knows what that symbol means. And he left it there, and he plays dumb. And what she said is, his former campaign director, thus leaving the vault open for the GOP to fucking crush any dreams we had in the general election. And literally everyone I know is fighting with each other on social media. We cannot be this painfully stupid. She's got some insight there. By the way, notice everybody's using the F word. I used it a couple times earlier with my three choices with a cop pointing the gun at my head. But all these people have their comments. They drop the F-bomb in there. The F-bombs become the new darn. Saying the F-bomb is the new darn. And now leaders say it. Trump will say it. Vance will say it. Nancy Pelosi will say it. I'm not sure Nancy Pelosi did say it, but basically it's all cool. But if your kid says it, they're going to get told, don't say those words, which is stupid because kids watch and hear what adults do. If the so-called prominent people in our, model figures, which is stupid too, because they're not model figures, by the way, and they shouldn't be expected to act like holier than thou because it's not who they are. I actually wish politicians, athletes, whatever, I like celebrities often do, just acted who they were. Like it's one of the things I actually liked about Trump, although I know he's acting in a way too, but at least I was like, he sort of doesn't deny he's all the things people say. He just sort of makes excuses for some of it, which I wish he wouldn't either. Like the whole thing, grab him by the pussy. He's like, wow, I was just talking about. I think you should be honest. I did say that because I could do it, sort of. I mean, not literally, but sometimes literally, but I was just in a thing where they were doing a thing at the cruise ship, and it was like the sexiest guy contest or whatever. And one of the guys in the contest, and you have to like dance in front of the women judges. They pick a few judges from the crowd, and to beat everybody else, his first round out there, he just goes over. He's supposed to like just dance in front of him. He sat down on top of one of the girl judges and just made out with her, just like that. It was like, damn, she picked him. He won the contest. Like sexiest man. Trump was famous. Like he probably did do that. Just say it. Just admit it. But my point is, it is like both sides. Why we do this thing of like trying to like make everybody something they're not. This guy's not a Nazi, but on his end, what are you thinking? Like, why would you just keep it on? And why wouldn't you just admit, yeah, you know what? It is that I didn't get it for that reason. I'm going to get it removed. Like, I don't understand the doubling down. Lack of responsibility, people not taking accountability for what they've done, for what they've said. This is a short one. This woman charged with manslaughter, 34-year-old woman, Christina Chambers. She hit this guy. He's on a date. He's walking on a date. She's drunk, bar hopping, 4 times over the legal limit, plows into him. The girlfriend gets out of the way, plows into him, just literally, the car just comes, kills him. Imagine that fate. Like, that's an end of, wow, walking down the street with my date, my boyfriend, whatever, step away, and boom, like a intense couple. It was like a first thing in front of a donut shop. She's, high as can be. She's got cocaine in the car, drunk out of her mind. She claims that she did it is that she was wearing Christian Louboutin shoes, expensive design shoes with heels. They got wedged in the gas pedal of her blue Porsche. And it's on a curvy street in Houston that apparently does have accidents, and she couldn't slow down. Really? Really? That's your argument? That's what you're pathetic. You won't take responsibility for what you did? My shoe, it's the shoe's fault. Not that I was 4 times over the legal limit and going like 70 miles an hour and plowed into 2 pedestrians on a sidewalk. No, it was my shoe. It's not going to win, but it's just a lack of responsibility. And a woman who watched it said the car just was like flying. And the girlfriend said, she swung to warn the guy she's on the date with, and he's gone. She thinks, oh, he got out of the way. And then she said she felt something brush her, and she realizes it was him flying by her. He flew like 30 feet. He's dead, obviously. And so the lawsuit goes after her husband, who's a well-known hedge fund guy, super rich, Swansea. And because he bought her the car, right? He files for divorce like a week after this happens, but he bought her the car. So he claims his wife used cash to buy the car. Is everybody denying everything? I didn't buy her the car. I mean, she used cash. It might have been my cash, but I didn't put down a credit card. It was a joint account. She took money out of our joint account, bought the car. I had nothing to do with it. Don't blame me. And no, I never knew she had a drinking problem. Never seen her take drugs or drive drunk ever. That's what he says. But lying. So a friend of theirs is like inside the car with her. a friend of hers who was in the car that killed the guy says, she's definitely an alcoholic. He's like, you totally could describe her as an alcoholic. She drives drunk all the time. Like, again, like, nobody wants to take responsibility for what they do. Everybody has to make up a lie. Everybody has to say it's somebody else's fault. Somebody didn't do it. You know, it's like nobody can just own anything. And my last one on this before I get to my Trump one, which is not quite the same, but it's close, is going to be our favorite. I did circle back. I did circle back Jen Psaki, but I have to do. Well, maybe I don't have it. I thought I had a binder one. I know I have a binder one. Bear with me. Did I delete my binder one? I make these notes in such random directions. I might have lost it. Okay, well, seeing if I don't know the binder story, I can't remember what binder did. And she did it. It was really funny. Oh, well, we'll forget about binder. Sidebar, though, the Marine guy who's the Democrat who has this Nazi tattoo that he claims he didn't know is a Nazi tattoo, which again is not him a Nazi, but does have a Nazi tattoo. Oh yeah, all police are bastards, and he calls himself a communist, but that's a Nazi. He argued that if you want to fight fascism without a good semi-automatic, they ought to do some rereading of history. Interesting point there. I've heard it from both sides. I don't think, by the way, we're in a fascist society or anything close to it. But the whole argument of using guns and violence to overcome a repressive regime is probably true. I don't think we live in a repressive regime. I think we live in one of the most free societies in the world. But I understand people rev it up. If any more people throw the term Nazi around anymore, I mean, I'm so sick of it. I'm like, first of all, does anybody even know what a Nazi is anymore? Like, can you define? Next time someone says they're a Nazi, Trump's a Nazi, or anyone's a Nazi, this guy's a Nazi, Trump's a Nazi, the guy running for Congress who's a Democrat's a Nazi. What is a Nazi? Tell me something Trump does that's what a Nazi did. It's a literal Nazi thing. Not, well, you know, he's rounding up immigrants who are here illegally. That's not a Nazi thing. That's like any country could do that. Many countries have done it. You know, lots of European countries, they're trying to get rid of people, blocking the gates. No more. Egypt doesn't want the Palestinians in. No, thank you. They'll round them up and push them back out. That's not Nazi. I mean, Hitler literally took citizens of his own country, rounded them up because they were Jewish, and removed them. But that's not alone what made him a Nazi. I mean, like it's like we just throw this word out, like you're a Nazi, meaning you're bad. I don't like your policies, or you're what? Is a Nazi inherently a racist? Okay, could be. I mean, that's probably because it came from Hitler, who was a racist. I mean, I think it was a racist for politics, meaning it was a strategic move. Don't know that it was necessarily what he personally thought, but I don't know. Maybe it was. But I mean, you know, he created a totalitarian sort of state, a form of fascism, with a total control over all the instruments of government. He repressed his people. He silenced his political opponents by imprisoning or killing them. He removed massive parts of his population who were legally there in a genocide. I don't see that's what Trump's doing. I mean, Trump's going to leave office in 3 years, and he will have changed things for the most part through the legal process, some administrative actions that may get overturned, but he will have changed things for sure. But not a Nazi. We'll talk more about that later. I want to get my last story in here, which is Trump. Trump and Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. So Trump doesn't like Bad Bunny because Bad Bunny said he's not doing any of his wouldn't do any of his Puerto Rico residency. He wouldn't do anything in the U.S. because he's afraid his fans would get deported. Okay, that's a legitimate fear at this point. ICE is a little out of control. I mean, they may be acting well within their legal limits, but I'm not a fan of, as I said, of what ICE is doing to the degree it's doing it. Backlash happened. I said it would happen. We're going to have to deal with it. By the way, though, the people they're deporting are not U.S. citizens. Doesn't mean I think we should be deporting them all. The bad ones, yes. The criminals, yes. People who haven't been here very long, fine with that. But that's, again, for another day. So Trump doesn't like Bad Bunny. So he says, Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl is a bad idea. Okay. It's a terrible choice. And doesn't understand how it got made. And it was a mistake. And they admit it was. Roger Goodell of the NFL is like, listen, we're sticking by it. And every choice we make for a musician has some controversy. It's, trying to please millions of people. But Trump's one special person. Trump, and here's what I think that I don't like about what Trump does with this. He's like, I never even heard of Bad Bunny before he was announced at the Super Bowl. Come on. See, that's the stuff I don't like. Of course you know who Bad Bunny is. And I know you're busy and you're the president, but you were also an entertainer and you had a TV show on NBC, The Apprentice, and you're in pop culture and you watch stuff and you of course you know who Bad Bunny is. So, arguably one of the most famous artists in the world. And now on the left, they're going to say, see, Trump's a racist. He doesn't like him because he's Puerto Rican. No, he doesn't like him because he criticized Trump and said he wouldn't do shows in the U.S. because he's afraid his fans would get deported at the concerts. That's why he doesn't like him. So the left will use that the wrong way. But come on, President Trump, just say, yeah, I know. Of course I know who Bad Bunny is. You don't have to diminish everybody to nothing. I do know who he is. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his music. It's not my kind of music. And besides which, like what we're doing what I got elected to do. And, we're not, whatever. I mean, just if people just owned up, I guess I'm in own up. This show is the own up show. People need to own up in what you're doing. If we create a public life of where everybody and nobody owns up to anything anymore, including like your Instagram posts that aren't really you doing it or whatever, we are in so much trouble. Like we got to own up. It's the best strategy. Own it up. Everybody own it up. Then we could have dialogue, conversations, maybe a little more civility. There's no great big message in this other than it's bizarre what's happening and people making the choices they're making. Going back to the guy the 38-year-old Antifa-dressed accountant who is now going to probably spend 15 years in jail because he couldn't stand the thought of a Trump sign and probably thinks Trump is a fascist and Hitler and probably can't define either one of them. Or if he can, he'd have to explain how Trump fits that mold. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Nelson from the Royal Caribbean ship in the middle of the Caribbean. I will see you all on Friday. Thanks for watching.
Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
You're a Bitcoin maximalist. You're Bitcoin forever.
I hate this central bank digital currency.
Hey, I don't have all the answers, but together,